Well, good morning. I
Morning, Jean.
wanted to stop in and see your work and maybe talk to you a little bit.
This is what I've been up
to. I've been watching this since you first started putting black strokes on the canvas, so it's a joy to come and see it this morning.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm still working on it.
Yes.
But I'm glad you caught it in the middle.
I think I won't say perfect yet, but I know where it's headed.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
This particular painting, it moves, it's vibrant, and it literally pulls you in. It's a silly question, but how do you do that?
I think it's because I'm from the Caribbean and I like a lot of rhythmic line structure. My whole life is rhythmic. I mean, I'm a comedian at heart. I just, everything about me is something that moves. So I put it in the painting. I really believe it's an influence of the tropics. And I put it into the paintings too. If you see my charcoals, the lines are flying. Mm-hmm. Never stagnant. I think it's when there's a billion pictures on the planet today, how can you find one that really is good? Well, a really good picture is handmade by a human being who has a feeling. My feeling is rhythm, in my work.
Mm-hmm. I've been watching you paint, collecting your painting for quite a few years, and your technique is constantly evolving, and this is a perfect example of that. Can you describe the new technique and what motivated you to move in this direction?
The new technique, over the years I've tried to simplify. I just really want to focus onto the emotional story that I'm going to be telling. Mm-hmm. The story is the most important thing to me. The skill set to get there is really absolutely secondary. So as time went on, I just tried to find an easier way to paint. My paintings don't take too long anymore. If they do, they're probably not going to be good. I spend less time on the easel, more time thinking about what's going to go on the easel, because my brush stroke is about exactness. Every stroke is positioned and placed. Mm-hmm. I guess simplicity is really the thing that drew me to this way. As you say, my technique has evolved. I've gone back. I never used to draw, and I've gone back to drawing on the base levels. But basically, I look at shapes and patterns, color, and I put more shapes where I want my story to be involved, and I put less shapes where I want my story to not be involved, for you to be the painter. Mm-hmm. So I can start the painting as the artist, but my collector can finish it.
Incredible. I've always had a really strong emotional connection to all of your paintings, and especially the ones I bought. Mm-hmm. So my question is it talent or is it life experience that allows you to bring that to a painting?
It's life experience. It's life experience is the thing that we all have, whether you're an artist, or an aesthetic being or not. Life experience is really our absolute virtue. Hopefully we can live to a point where when we die, we've learned something that we can share with. You can't share knowledge if you never had it. So you spend your whole life in a life experience. For me, that's what it is, That's why I don't know if I believe in geniuses that are born. You have to walk this planet in your footsteps. It can't be in the footsteps of others. Excellent. And then you have to tell people about your footsteps in a way that educates them about the path that they will take. Mm-hmm. It helps them find their path. And we help each other that way. Mm-hmm. I am not only the purveyor of that, but also somebody else helps me in that direction. Mm-hmm. So I really believe life experience. I mean, I thrive on it. I want to eat it up. It's one reason I would love to move back to the Caribbean, because I want to experience again something new. Mm-hmm. And I want to put the paint to it.
Well, this painting captures your sense of humor, your zest for life. And so I know there must have been a really strong inspiration behind this. What is that?
Carnival. Every year Carnival here in this. I've been in the States for California, 35 years. And every Carnival, I guess every Trinidadian all over the world, that week of Carnival, we all get despondent. Unless you live in New York or Miami, I guess, because they have Carnival there. Yes. Mardi Gras in Louisiana or something like that. But when you live like in California where we live, you go through a week of despondency, or, oh, I wish I was at Carnival, and you remember your days. So for me, that time, I painted this all the way through Lent, actually, right? I started it in Lent, so not the time to start it, but for me, it's reliving that part of my life that I had, that I really want to share with people. Now that I've lived in the States, I want a lot of people to understand about other cultures in other parts of the world that have strong things to offer, you know. People in general, like I was saying, the footpath of others, you know, you're smarter to learn from it than to not accept it, because you grow as a person, a better person, better than even the person who might be teaching you. You know, so I want to show that. I want to show the life of in the Caribbean, the vibrancy, the color of the people, the happiness that exists there, even in poverty. I mean, look at Haiti. You know, they're so poor, and everybody still stays. Why? And there is something. You know, people only stay when there's something to stay for. You know, and I want to share it. I want to share these moments of happiness to places like California. I've painted America so much. I think it's time for me to paint the tropics, the Caribbean, the influences of all the peoples in the Caribbean. This Chinese guy here, his family's probably there a good 5 generations. You know, these people have been around in the Caribbean a long time. The Indians, the blacks, the whites, you know. For me, the story of the conservative Chinese guy, together with the vibrancy of all the natives, the blacks and the Indians that are around him, dancing, and he knows how to dance himself.
Evidently.
You know, so I guess in a way it's comedic, but it's
no, it's joyful.
It's joyful. It's joyful. And I want people to feel that anxiety when they look at it in this kind of a painting.
Well, it captures all of that. It's absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I really enjoy doing it myself too. So, but I look forward to doing some more.
Good.
You know, I think right now I'm getting ready to paint 2 new paintings. One of another little girl, and one of an old friend of mine, and she's from Trinidad, and life is written all over her face. And I'll give you a hint to this painting. She's actually sitting at a dining table with empty chairs around her. Her 2 hands are in front of her, looking at her birthday cake.
Oh.
And you don't see her eyes. And there's something about me these days painting without people's eyes, I think, so other people can relate. You know, because the eye really is the window to a painting. If you don't get the eye correct in a portrait, really don't have a painting. So this painting I'm looking forward to doing. You know, it's an old grandma, and she's almost, is this the last birthday? Oh, it doesn't even matter. Birthdays don't even matter anymore. I can just imagine the amount of life experience in that person.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm anxious to see that one.
Yeah, I should be starting that this week.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thanks, Jean.
I enjoyed this.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming out. I've always wanted to talk to an art collector about why I paint, because you don't get to be 54, which I am, and still painting like some idiot, you know. And I paint every day, you know. So I really have truth to tell.
You do.
Yeah, and I want to leave it behind for people, whether I get acknowledged for it or not. It is my purpose.